Ooh, look at that. You guys want to say hi to YouTube while I edit some stuff? Say hi to YouTube. We'll do it when the night comes in. Okay. So if you guys don't know, I play When the Night Comes, and this game put me to tears. I found probably one of the most amazing love interests ever, August Willenheim. I love them so much. They are in the husbando waifu partner tier list down below. It takes a lot to get on that list. You could be a love interest and I could love you a lot, but to be on the official tier list on my Twitch page is a whole other level. And I love August so much. So in this DLC, you actually get to see August and Piper again, and I just ready. I'm ready, but I'm not ready. Okay, let's go. Oh, let's go. Try and be nice to YouTube. Living Dead Girl is the DLC. I like that it was in the background and then they were like, yo, we're gonna put it right front and center. Let's do my settings. Okay, text speed, let's put that up a little bit. I like it fast. Voice volume, voice volume all the way up. Let's put that there. Okay. Okay. New game, let's go. Tell us your first name, Reaper, and your surname, Babe. Choose your pronouns. Let's go she, her, because that's what I went with the first time around. And I loved it. It was so good. Oh, pick your roots! At the top as they always are in my heart in this game! Yes! Oh. Let's go! So, okay. You have August, Alcair, Hezra, Finn, Piper, Omen, and then there was a thing that you could actually have, you could have partners. Oh, there's just... Oh, fangirling in full swing, baby! Full swing! We're already in a romance. I don't have to do this shit again. Oh. Okay. We're back. We're back in Lunaris. As always, living in Lunaris. Lunaris? It's Lunaris, isn't it? I always fuck that up too. As always, living in Lunaris ensures that there's no such thing as a boring day. That fact is incredibly true on this cold October evening as I stand in August Willenheim's office and stare at a very wet, uncharacteristically nervous-looking Lycan as he and his equally as suspicious demon sidekick recount a tale. Oh my god, Elcar. Elcar, what did you do? Oh! Sorry. They look so good. They look so good. Hey, Darkling. Hi. Okay. Oh God, guys. I don't think I'm gonna. I wasn't ready. Oh, they look so good. Oh, baby, you look so good. Darklink, what's up, sweetie? Welcome, welcome. literally that community clip I shared. Where? Wait, which one? You need to share it again. You need to just DM me and send it to me again. Dark Link, I'm doing so much better now that August is on the screen. Oh. Okay, I can do this. I can get through this and I can say shit. Okay. Would you mind enlightening me on what exactly you're doing here? And what the origin of the substance you're dripping onto my freshly polished tiles is? I stare and follow the line of questionable viscous white matter that pools at their feet. Okay, they are together, by the way, and that does not help whatever is going on right now. It looks a lot like... Yes. I am unfortunately all too aware of what it looks like, General Babe. At least Game Me and Streamer Me are on the same page of what it seems like. August pinches the bridge of their nose between their forefinger and thumb as I snap my mouth shut and dutifully try not to laugh. When they've apparently recovered from their little wave of embarrassment rage, they open their eyes and fix Omen and Alcar with a glare. Speak. Alcar purses his lips, tail swishing to and fro, and I know from the glint in his eye he's about to capitalize on August's chagrin, whatever. Alcar, he's funny. What does it say about me that I know the telltale of mischief in the half-lycan so well? Luckily for both of us, he glances my way like he's asking if he's going to die from this. And when I shake my head, Alcar takes a deep breath. Right, so what happened was, I remember their voices so much. Like, I'm not mimicking them very well, but I remember all, they're so good. We were walking in the forest near the outskirts of town and spotted something weird, so we investigated and found this. Omen makes a sweeping gesture with his hands over his legs, pointing out the obvious. It's not exactly panic that I see in his jerky movements, but there's a certain amount of apprehension. A fuckload of it. Just all over the trees, the floor, us. Okay, but what is it? This is some kind of prank again. I swear I'll make your life a living hell. Again. It isn't, we swear. Omen looks rightfully terrified now. August does not fuck around when it comes to punishment for pranks after the third great Chimera debacle or the cursed goats incident. Well, I'm not sure, but I do know what it doesn't. I'm not sure, but I do know that it doesn't taste like... Alcar, please tell me you didn't put it in your mouth. You have no idea where or what that came from. Omen sighs, glancing to the side with his big, sad brown eyes. I'm afraid it's a ghost. August makes a noise that sounds a lot like a cat throwing up. A ghost? Right. Of course, because we haven't heard of that one before. They stand up, the sound of their chairs scraping against the floor, making us all wince. Get out of my office and stop wasting Enforcer's time. I look on in horror as Omen seemingly squares up to August, taking a step closer to their desk. His shoulders set and jaw clenched. We're not lying. For once. You can ask Finn. And why would I do that? Because Casimir is so reliable? Alcar snorts and places a soothing hand on Omen's shoulder. The demon immediately relaxes, looking sheepish as he falls back into place alongside Alcar. His boots squelching obscenely. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just so in awe of seeing them all again that I can't read, I can't focus, I'm just like... I feel like I'm home? It's like when we go back to Mass Effect. I'm gonna feel like I'm home again, stepping on the Normandy. When we go back to SWTOR and just the sound, I just know. Also, is the music too high? I just turned it down a little bit because it looked a little high on my thing, but let me know if it doesn't sound good, guys. The TikTok link I posted in vids in your Discord. Wait, what? Discord? Ah, yes. That one is okay, my bad. Yes, I do remember now. Look, we're not lying. I don't really care if you believe us or not, but thought we'd do the right thing and alert the authorities or whatever. Coming from me, that's something, right? If it wasn't serious, you would have never heard about it. Wouldn't want any of your precious townsfolk to get gobbled up by a ghosty now, would you? Ghosts don't eat people. Halkar pouts. Some do if you piss them off enough. What brought you to the conclusion that we have a ghost problem anyway? Maybe that Finn was running away from that old house near the perimeter yelling ghost? And screaming like a little bitch baby? That part is important. Omen nods furiously, apparently corroborating Halkar's statement that our town clan leader is, in fact, a little bitch baby. He's barricaded himself in his quarters in the catacombs if you want to ask him. A vampire scared of ghosts. Who would have thought? August sinks back into their chair and seems to melt into the plush cushions, staring dead-eyed up at the ceiling. Reaper, would you retrieve Piper, please? I let out a loud exhale. It's going to be another long night. Not in the way I'm sure me and August were hoping, but you know, maybe that's in the future. I had to get through a whole game before. Yeah. Yes, boss. Heads up, we're gonna have ads over on Twitch in about 4 minutes, so. Living a dead girl. Good shit. Ah! Piper, who was less than enthused to be dragged along in this little impromptu investigation, seems to have brightened considerably at the thought of witnessing Finn in distress. Looking at our ragtag little group, it seems like this many people tackling a ghost, if there even is one, seems a bit excessive. August's shoulders are tense as they walk a few paces ahead of us. But I can't really tell if they're their usual brand of annoyed at being dragged to another likely farcical case, or if they're concerned the ghost might actually be real. As we draw deeper into Casimir territory, the sound of quiet murmurings begins to echo, and we find Ezra sitting with his back propped against the door to Finn's chambers. Again, Finn and Ezra are also together, like that's an option. So again, we have August, this is Piper, and this is Finn. My babies, they're back. These are my top three. It was August is my number one, Piper was my second, and Finn was my third. But then when I found out that him and Ezra. When I figured out that Ezra and Finn were a couple and then you could actually join them, like that became my trio. That became my third as well. Oh, so good. Piper and I share a quick glance. This may be harder than we thought. Ezra gives us a small smile in greeting. Please tell me you've come to order him to stop being such a drama queen. Is he in there? There's a crashing sound from behind the door, followed by the low, familiar sound of Finn grumbling. Yeah, he's refusing to let anyone inside. Have you tried magic? Brute force? Threats? Ezra nods furiously. All three. I did some of my best work on that arm of his, but I never thought it would come back to bite me in the ass like this. Bite me in the ass like this. Did he say anything to you about what he saw? What? Whoa, sorry. I just totally read that wrong in my mind. What? About the worst thing that's ever happened to him? As I said, he's being a bit dramatic. The rustling behind the door stops as Finn finally speaks up. I am not being dramatic. I'm having an appropriate reaction. There's a sound of a small latch opening and a wood panel slides to reveal a set of familiar gold eyes, narrowed as they take us in. You see, Ezra? I told you they'd come after me. Ezra closes his eyes, rubbing at his temples. Even I can see that he's struggling to remain his normal, incredibly patient self. Yes, but who are they? Through the open slat, I can see Finn narrowing his eyes as he assesses us. If you can answer a question that only you would know, I'll let everyone in. Prove you're not, like, possessed or something. He takes a deep breath, his face serious. Oh no, they're gonna ask me a question about the original game and I'm gonna forget! That was not the most graceful laugh, but... Finn, baby, okay, Ezra, let's see that blush. How big is it, buddy? Sweetie, you want to let us know? How big is it? Behind me, I can hear Halkar snort. August groans into their palm, and Piper just looks straight up entertained. As am I. For fuck's sake, Casimir. Half of bloody Lunaris knows that. August looks affronted. Good, baby. Good, because you're mine. Sweetie. You're mine, so thank you. I certainly don't. Finn sighs from behind the door. Not for my lack of trying back in the day. Wait, you tried to get with August? This whole game is just gonna end up with a giant orgy. I've said it. They're all hot for each other. They've all slept with each other. And if they haven't slept, there was trying involved. And I am not opposed to it. Oh my god. August's cheeks swiftly turn a flaming shade of red. We're not getting anywhere, and time isn't really on our side. I have to make this stubborn vampire put his big boy pants on. Scare him, find common ground. Okay, come on. Finn. We know each other, buddy. Let's go. Find some common ground. Come on, Finn. Probably have more in common with the ghost than you think. Finn narrows his eyes at the implication. Piper elbows me in the ribs. Hard. Maybe don't piss the vampire off when we need him to help us, Reaper. Shit. Sorry. I'm sure. Come on, Casimir. We do actually need your help on this, otherwise we wouldn't be bothering you. We all want this over with. Finn takes a long, dramatic sigh before unlatching the door. He looks frazzled, but that's nothing compared to the state of the room behind him. You may enter, I guess. Inside, it looks distinctly like a destructive child has run amok in it. Both his large bed and almost the entirety of the floor completely covered in random objects and books. Finn's place has never been perfectly organized like August's house or Ezra's shop, but with the amount of stuff he's accumulated through his long life, everything is usually placed with purpose. It would appear that's all been done away with. What the fuck happened in here, Casimir? I was looking for something to defend myself with. August rolls their eyes dramatically. What about, I don't know, yourself? Have you forgotten you're a very strong, very immortal vampire? Finn pointedly ignores them, more interested in whatever the hell Alcar, who is currently prodding a small, violent-looking metal object is doing. The Lycan picks it up and inspects it, swatting at an errant wire that sticks out of the side, and the thing swiftly snaps shut around his finger with a loud click. Fuck! August, apparently unable to resist the litany of curious objects, plucks a spherical thing with a luminous crystal at the center of it. Casimir, exactly how old are these? Finn just shrugs. Not sure. When I got them, I was assured by the local hunters at the time that they were the best way to defend against most incorporeal entities. Banshees, poltergeist, ectomist, etc., etc. This piques Piper's interest, and she snatches the object right from August's grip. This has to be at least 2 centuries old. I remember seeing them in the handbook in school. Never seen one in real life, though. Mostly because they were proven to be completely fucking useless. Wait, do they all have, moon things on them? He's got, looks like a tattoo. I know we saw it at some point, I just can't remember. She has a necklace. It's not anything on these two. Huh, that would've been cool. Oh, can I cosplay? You guys think I could cosplay this? With a growl, Finn snatches the sphere back from Piper and rubs it against his shirt, getting it nice and shiny. What do hunters know anyway? Enough to save your scared little arse. Not little. Can we focus? Please. Right. Finn, what exactly did you see out there? All Alcar and Omen saw was the, substance. The vampire's nose scrunches and he sighs quietly. Okay, Lunaris Games. Whoever did the writing for this one, y'all were in a comedy state and chef's kiss. Perfect, beautiful. Oh man, that's what I should have done. Chotomate, I'm gonna tweet this out, if you guys don't mind. Pardon me, excuse me. I have to do some edits to this later. There we go. Thank you for waiting. Appreciate you. Why not? You mean the ghost stuff? We need to know what else you saw. Yeah, Casimir. What had you running for the hills? Finn looks away, scuffing the toe of his boot against the floor. He looks embarrassed, enough that if he could blush, I'm sure he'd be beet red. I didn't see anything in particular. Okay, that certainly wasn't the answer any of us were expecting. I'm sorry. I must have misheard. I said I didn't see anything. Technically. All this fuss has been made because you've been ranting about a ghost in the forest, yet you haven't actually laid eyes on one? August's eyes are beginning to turn that telltale shade of violet that signals bad vibes are on the horizon, and everyone takes a hesitant step back. Meanwhile, Reaper takes a step forward because she finds it very attractive. Look at the Reaper horny hour. Population? Me. Wait, can the horny hour have a population? You know what I meant? It's a little fuzzy up here right now. Finn fixes them with a hard glare. No, but trust me, I know it was a ghost. August takes a deep breath, pushing their next word out through gritted teeth. Elaborate? That sheepish look crosses his face again, and he looks anywhere but at any of us. Don't laugh. Promise. I quickly look around the room, trying my very best to warn the rest of them not to laugh. It's going to be futile, I know this, but I have to at least try. The vampire takes a deep breath, and his next words tumble out of him all at once, not a breath or pause between them. The fuck? A pair of phantom hands felt me up. It felt you up? Piper does a shit job of hiding her snort as I try my very best to maintain my composure. Fierro said he felt a strange energy in the woods, and of course I believed him, so I went to investigate. As I neared the house at the edge of the forest, I felt something grab my backside. Firmly. My chest, too. I also swear I heard someone giggle, but there was nobody there. I like this girl! I like this ghost girl. She has her priorities straight, and I respect it. There definitely isn't anything in Lunaris that could run away from me fast enough either, so it must have been something invisible. Hence why I came to the conclusion it was a ghost. Right. Well, I trust you, I suppose. It's not like we have anything else to go on. What's the game plan, boss? If Ezra would be so kind as to lend us a few things from his shop, I have a plan that should be simple enough. But I'm also going to need help from all of you, including you, Casimir. Oh, come on! Ezra gently pats the vampire on the shoulder, offering August a glowing smile. We're happy to help. I love them, I miss them, and I love them. Despite there being a very simple and easy shortcut from the catacombs to Ezra's shop, it takes lots of gentle coaxing and the sheer brute force of Piper and Alcar pushing Finn by his ample backside, a hand on each cheek, while he clings to the ladder that leads up to the trapdoor. It's like trying to get a cat in a fucking bath. You know, Casimir, I'm almost impressed. It's been almost 20 minutes and I'm getting tired. Talk about dead weight. Finn whips his head around and glares at her. Normally, I would congratulate you on such a finely executed joke, but this is no laughing matter, Merriman. Ezra stomps his foot in what might be the only time I've ever seen him display impatience. Clearly, the vampire wrangling is taking its toll on even the best of us. Finn, please. We're almost there. I'm in grave distress. Fuck me. I need to intervene. Politely encourage Finn. Threaten him nicely. What's gonna get me points with my partner? What's gonna get me points with August? That's all I fucking care about. Hydrate, thank you. Thank you, Dawn. Nah, you know, come on, buddy, Finn, you're like literally, you annoyed Ezra, who you're with, and is like the nicest person in the game. Come on, buddy, get it together. Threaten him. I walk up to the vampire and flick the pointed tip of one of his ears. He crinkles his nose at me. What? If you don't get your undead self up this ladder in the next 2 minutes, then I swear I will get Raven to do her worst. Oh, I miss Raven! Oh, she's such a cutie. His eyes widen for a fraction of a second. You wouldn't. Oh, I would. She knows how much you love the bats in Lunaris, right? Do you think you'd still love them if the colony happens to make a home in your quarters? You wouldn't be able to get the smell of bat shit out of your room for centuries. Finn snarls. And that's just the first thing I thought of off the top of my head. No effort required. You know Raven's capable of far, far worse. There's a low groaning whine that escapes his throat and he stomps pathetically, throwing his head back. My poor long-suffering enforcer is beginning to look more pissed off by the minute, despite previously insisting they would rather die than get involved. Finally, it seems they've reached their breaking point. Oh no! I watch as they push off of the wall, moving to stand to the side of the ladder so they can look Finn in the eyes. Power move if I've ever seen one.
When are we going? I said that we romance them. So when do I get some, thoughts of how hot all the stuff that they're doing is? Like,
just... They clear their throat before they speak. Their tone oddly polite, but clipped. Like a parent trying to reason with a toddler throwing a tantrum. I cannot believe I'm actually about to admit this, but we really need your help with this, Casimir. They pause, clearly planning on saying something that pains them. They grit their teeth and force their next sentence out. Think of the potential material for your next, novel.
I'm not sure if it's the clear embarrassment on August's face from the admittance that they still enjoy Finn's smutty novels, or the genuine prospect of inspiration that does it. But Finn finally perks up. August just gets better and better.
It's fine. I also read those kind of books.
Look, we were made for each other is all I'm saying. I love you so much.
And I hate to admit that you might be right. He looks down at his feet and wills himself to take a single step. Ezra seizes the opportunity to scurry ahead of him in anticipation, disappearing up the ladder and into the shop. He pokes his head out of the hatch and gives Finn a bright grin and a thumbs up for encouragement. With a deep breath, Finn finally begins to make his ascent. Finally, now we can do some actual work and prepare for our little pilgrimage to the... They smirk and raise both hands, making air quotes. A haunted house. That wasn't very becoming of you, Augustus. The finger gesture they show her in response is far less becoming.
Thanks for the lurk, Icy. Appreciate you.
When we're all inside, Ezra eagerly locks the hatch and shuts out the unwelcome cold that drifts up from the catacombs, dusting off his hands with a clap. The warm, comforting smell of the shop is soothing after that little ordeal, and I bend down to give Coco a small pet on her tiny head as she weaves through my legs, chirping happily. You got him. Oatman pokes his head out from the front of the shop, looking genuinely surprised and relieved to see Finn standing with us. We did. Thanks, everyone. Finn doesn't say much as he melts into the tiny sofa like he's recovering from the most traumatic experience of his life. He's doing a truly excellent job of pouting and filling the room with some intense negative energy. I watch Ezra walk up to him, speaking softly and handing him a small jar full of some kind of concoction before we leave him and the terrible twosome behind in the back room and make our way to the storefront. That was a long sentence. Reaper, would you grab the black salt? It's in that jar right above the demonology handbooks. I reach up to pull the requested item off the shelf and hand it to him, doing my best to feel useful. I get a glimpse of Finn through the curtain that divides us from the back of the shop. He's strutting around, holding the jar against his chest like he means to protect it with his life. What the heck did you give him? Ezra smiles slyly, his nose crinkling. It's paprika, but I told him that it was a very special type of ghost repellent. I close my eyes and nod, desperately trying not to giggle. That was very clever of you. I do my best. Just hope he doesn't sniff it. I'll keep an eye. Ezra then recruits me to grab the rest of the ingredients needed for the spell. Rosemary, angelica root, thistle, wolfsbane. When I bring them all to the small counter where August waits, they read the look of confusion that must color my face. The proper handling of ghosts isn't something I've truly kept up with since arriving here and having Ezra handy.
They look so good.
Oh, they look so good. I can't. Banishing herbs. I thought we wanted to make the ghost appear. We do, but then we have to get rid of it. I watch as Ezra and August work together, grinding the herbs, muttering small incantations, and filling up a few jars with a mixture and some small black stones.
By the way, they smiled when they talked to us and explained things to us, and I'm taking that personally. So you can do with it as you will, but I'm taking it personally as a good sign.
Ghosts being a product of someone dying before fulfilling a goal in the whole unfinished business thing. It's so sad. August rolls their eyes. Yes, very sad. Unfortunately, there's not really anything we're going to be able to do about the whole them already being dead part. Thus, the banishment spell. They point to a black candle on a shelf behind me, and I bring it to them. August immediately begins carving into it with a small knife, their tongue poking out from between their lips as they concentrate. Oh.
I love them. I do. I really, really do. I don't know if that wasn't clear in the beginning, but I love them so much.
What's our plan to lure the ghost in? Ezra perks up at this. Well, with the salt, I'll draw a protection circle. Then giving the ghost a corporeal form is fairly simple. But there are a couple of things I need that I don't have on hand. I need a sprinkling of dirt from the graveyard, and I also need to set this water out in the moonlight for a few minutes. But then we'll mix everything together and draw some runes that will bind the ghost to a physical form temporarily. Then we take the candle and cover it in this nice poultice Gus and I are making.
I forgot he calls them Gus. I forgot.
And light it. Should do the job nicely. He grins, apparently pleased with his little rundown. Finn, still clutching the ghost repellent, strides over. If it's so easy, then why are we all going? Well, we need you specifically because you're going to be the Ezra quickly smacks a hand over August's mouth. Best moral support giver. That's why we need you. Ezra throws August a warning glance and quickly removes his hand, lest they bite it off. They seem to have gotten his message, though, which was apparently to shut the fuck up. Also, you're the only one here that actually felt the spirit's presence, so... felt more than its presence. Finn looks rightfully skeptical, and once again, quite pouty. August and Ezra aren't exactly being subtle about using the poor guy's bait in their evil, wonderful little scheme. Now, how about you walk with me to the graveyard? That sounds nice. Excellent. You've got it from here, then? I nod quickly, noticing that August has mostly everything packed and ready. Their efficiency is incredibly hot. Their efficiency, his calibrations, there's types involved in all of this. There just are. We'll meet you at the house. See you there. Ezra guides Finn out of the shop and into the night, while August and I stand idly by for a moment before they sigh again. We should start making our way into the forest, I suppose. We have quite a trek ahead of us. They gesture towards Omen and Alcar as they emerge from the back of the shop. Couldn't have just been us? I would have liked a nice little walk, just us. You two, take us there and quickly. No funny business. Alcar rolls his eyes. Yeah. Did anyone ever tell you that you're a killjoy, Willenheim? That is General Willenheim to you. Alcar smiles slyly at me.
They make you call them that in bed too, Reaper? Ouch! Omen's elbow slams into Alkar's chest right below his solar plexus, sending him doubling over. Probably saving his life in the process, honestly. August's face looks like it's on its way to transforming into a storm cloud. Omen grabs Alkar's arm and nods firmly at me. Always a reliable comrade, this one. No promises I'll keep a straight face once we get to the spunked trees. The writing in this one is so good. I love it. Oh, so funny. Piper's wicked laugh echoes as she begins to emerge from the back of the shop, and August pinches the bridge of their nose. I press my lips together to stifle a laugh of my own. There's no way, if I was actually here, if I was actually in this scenario, I would be laughing. There's no way I could stop myself. This is going to be a long night. Without looking, they wave towards the door. Let's go. The sooner we start, the sooner I can forget this altogether. I've lost August's voice, unfortunately, but... Ooh, there's handprints and footprints? Oh my god. With Omen and Alkar a healthy distance ahead of us, for their own safety, from August, we trudge closer to the outskirts of town. The deeper we get into the woodland, the air seems to start to thaw in a way that feels unnatural. It certainly isn't the same familiar autumn chill that lingers in Lunaris, but something more sinister. I notice Piper and August shivering too, our breaths suddenly fogging the air. Certainly feels weird out here. Something definitely isn't right. That drop in temperature wasn't normal. August scoffs. You two are so dramatic. You are aware we live in Lunaris, right? It's always bloody cold here. A little chill does not automatically equal haunted activity. Piper and I share a look. She rolls her eyes. Truly incredible that our oh-so-intelligent figurehead, who also happens to be a supernatural being themselves, somehow manages to be a skeptic when it comes to the most basic form of paranormal activity. Come on, August. We learn about ghosts before we learn how to hold a dagger in the academy. Oh, please. I know ghosts exist. I just also know that they don't haunt places like this for no good reason. They usually want trouble, want people to terrorize. There's not a single soul out this far. The townsfolk know better. Maybe it got lost? I pointedly ignore the withering look August throws me and walk a little faster. The moment I step in something sticky, I know we found our destination. I look down at my boots and grimace when I spot the substance. The same one Omen and Alkar were covered in.
Fuck.
Wolf Boy was right. It really does look like I think it might be ectoplasmic residue? I lift one of my feet and watch the way it clings to the sole of my boot before snapping back down with a squelch. Why is that somehow worse? Upon closer inspection, the forest floor is littered with the imprints of bare feet, the inside of them covered in a thin layer of frost. The trees also seem to be affected, almost as if whatever passed through them left a dash of winter in its wake. Finally, the house comes into view. We stop a few meters away from its decrepit form, taking in the boarded-up windows, the flaking paint, the general, incredibly ominous vibes it seems to be giving off. The front door is open and rocking back and forth in centimeter increments with the gentle breeze. The wood is painted a pleasing shade of light blue, but the long, jagged claw marks that mar its surface ensure it doesn't dare look even remotely inviting. Well, this is nice. One of the windows swings open on the second floor, the rusted frame slamming against the wall, making horrific creaking noise when the wind blows violently in what feels like a warning. Oh, fuck. We all jump in unison. Yeah, really sets the mood. August mumbles something unintelligible, but likely offensive under their breath, pulling their coat a little tighter around their torso as the forest that surrounds us shudders, the wind kicking leaves and dirt around our feet. Let's not get any closer until Finn and Ezra arrive with the supplies. Aw, are you scared now, Augustus? Piss off.
I reach out, giving their hand a quick little reassuring squeeze. The corner of their mouth lifts in a wry smile and my heart clenches. Just, please don't kill each other. Like, please don't kill each other. I really don't want to deal with your ghost. You'd both be horrible. I think I would make quite an excellent ghost, actually. Well, you do already haunt the halls of headquarters and strike fear into the hearts of those around you. You also make weird noises when you're distressed. And I have the complexion for it. Oh, look, Finn and Ezra! The pair come into focus from the dark of the forest. Finn is still clutching the ghost repellent. Did you get what you needed? We got the grave dirt, yes. I went ahead and mixed the poultice already. He hands August a vial of dark, swirling liquid. They place it into the bag with the rest of the supplies, their long fingers running over the rest of the ingredients like they're ticking off a mental checklist. That's everything then. Merriman, you and Reaper can help with the more physical elements of the spell. Stand by and make sure you don't get eaten by a ghost then. Exactly that. August pulls out a large jar of black salt and puts it into Piper's hands. I'll handle the incantation. Finn perks up considerably. Excellent. This was lovely. He turns to leave, but Ezra stops him by grabbing the back of his coat. Finn again. The wine Finn lets out is high and long, and he throws his head back in exasperation. What else do you need from me? My fucking soul? You still have one? All of us have a role to play here, Casimir, including you. We'll call for you when we need you, Casimir. He narrows his eyes at us. What exactly do you need me for again? I don't think you ever clarified. Certainly nothing dangerous. She's smiling. Why is she smiling? August groans. What Piper means to say is that it's only a small piece of the spell. Right? The timing of your assistance is hard to determine. You don't want to watch us fuss with all the preparations, do you? The fingers of Finn's metal hand clink softly on the jar as he still clutches. No. He looks back into the forest, one of his pointy ears twitching slightly. For the record, I'm not happy about any of this. If I so much as hear a twig snap in the wrong way, I'll be back in the catacombs faster than you can yell bat. Duly noted. As we move to open the door to the house, a loud noise echoes through the forest. With a loud yelp, Finn uncorks his jar and sends the paprika flying. Fuck! As the orange powder settles, he growls, turning to Ezra, who is already preparing his best, most apologetic smile. August quickly ushers Piper and I in the direction of the house, leaving the witch and the vampire bickering behind us. Oh, fuck me. What the hell are the demon and the wolf boys still doing here? Piper tips her chin in the direction of the forest behind the house. Sure enough, Omen and Alcar are lurking at the tree line, looking their usual brand of suspicious. Alcar immediately turns and flips her the bird. Those two pairs of ears are of his doing their job nicely. He usually enjoys swearing at all of us anyway, but I can see the restlessness and the tension of his shoulders. Omen pats his back, his attention seemingly everywhere but on Alcar. They approach us, both pouting. What's wrong? Nothing. We did our job, right? You happy now? I raise an accusatory brow. Alcar bares his teeth, clicks his tongue, and after a moment rolls his eyes. His shoulders slump. All right. I have to admit, it's really a bit, you know, it's disconcerting? Disconcerting. Right. That. Piper's smirk could provoke even a boulder into attacking. And there you were, being a huge shit to Casimir. Got your balls all twisted up now, wolf boy? Hey, listen, Merriman. Me?
I'm an honest-to-God citizen, got it? I don't deal with this kind of shit day to day like you and Reaper. Yeah, it's fucking creepy. What about it? I can sense them nearby. I can hear the echo of their desire, but it's not very clear. It's very strange. Please be careful. Ghosts can possess humans.
If your willpower is the equivalent of a trunk at the Winter Festival, I suppose, Reaper and I are made of sterner stuff. She's right. We'll be fine. Are you two leaving now?
We can't see the ghost?
Omen turns those doe eyes on us. Probably not a good idea that we crowd the place with other supernatural beings, don't you think? We'll wait outside while you do your thing, don't worry. If the ghosty runs outside or something. Helgar looks hilariously unsure what exactly he's going to do about that, but Omen glances at me. He nods, his tail flicking. Right.
Can't ever forget we have a whole demon prince in town.
We're counting on you then. Piper snorts derisively, but thankfully doesn't say anything else. She shoves her shoulder into the door and forces it open. I'm gonna get scared. I can tell I'm gonna get scared, y'all. The door rattles on loose hinges as August presses a palm against it and pushes. And despite my occupation, there's still something about stepping into supposedly haunted abode that makes me tremble a little. Ghosts may be simple beings, usually not even with forms you can touch. But when they have a vendetta or unfinished business, you don't necessarily want to fuck with them. The three of us cross the threshold and stop in the foyer. Foyer? Foyer. Whatever. The space even colder than it was outside. Traces of frost upon almost every surface. There's also a sweet smell that fills the air. Something almost sickly and floral. It's fucking freezing in here. Piper grins as she elbows August on the side. Hard enough to have them stumbling a little. Why don't you get your lover to warm you up, Isn't that what being married to a coworker is all- We're married!
Wait. We didn't get married in the last game, right? Did we? No. Did we? No. I'm gonna have to go play the main game again. We're married?
That just makes me very genuinely happy.
Merriman.
Do shut up, Merriman. Plus, who knows what kind of diseases are rampant in here with these dried fluids. Tetanus, probably. If I didn't know any better, I'd say August is 1 second away from petulantly stomping in their expensive boots. The boots that stay on, by the way. We'll try and be as quick as possible. Promise. You could wait outside, you know. I've dealt with one too many big babies tonight. Their face twists grimly. With that lot? No fucking thank you. I think I'd actually rather get tetanus. Suddenly a door slams, shaking the house and its foundations. A picture frame falls off one of the walls and smashes into pieces at our feet. And the three of us very heroically yelp and jump into a tight little huddle.
Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. That scene looks, this looks so fucking, this art looks so fucking good. They look so good. Oh.
August wordlessly summons a mage light in their palm, illuminating the area a little better as we gather ourselves in part, still sticking close enough together that our shoulders brush. Well, someone forgot to dust in here. Is it me or is it getting colder? Then, right on cue, the sound of girlish laughter echoes throughout the room, and the sound is inherently not human. I feel like I'm gonna get scared, actually. Look. August nods in the direction of the staircase that seems to be littered with more ectoplasm, substance dripping from the stairs. There are also ghostly handprints on the walls that seem to pulse like a lazy heartbeat. So they weren't lying. It's a fully fledged haunting. Get Finn, Reaper. Let's see if this plan of mine will work. When I return with an incredibly reluctant Finn in tow, August and Piper have set up the ritual that Ezra helped us prepare in the middle of the entranceway. I don't like the look of this. Well, if you want us to help, you'll just have to be brave. Right. Where do you want me? Piper grins, and it's frankly kind of terrifying. She steps forward and grabs Finn by the shoulders, guiding him into the middle of the spell circle. She pats him on the head before quickly stepping away to hide behind August. Good boy. Now, stay. Finn pouts, but he obeys nicely, maybe standing a little more still than is entirely necessary, but whatever makes him feel comfortable, considering we are actively using him as ghost bait. August nods once, and then they begin. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to read that. It's so pretty, isn't it, V? Oh, and then they do the thing, and they look really hot, and there's just magic, and... it's been... Oh, God, I haven't touched Latin in a decade now. Is this Latin? I feel like this is Latin. Exir mortum esse et ostendete. Finn groans. Why does it always have to be fucking Latin? Makes me itchy. Be quiet. Verum formam tuum ostende. Ostend? The house groans. Oh my god, I really wish I would have kept up with Latin for some reason now. Accipe sacrificium. Wait. Did they just say sacrifice? My Latin is rusty, but not that rusty. August. Willenheim. August pointedly ignores us, their eyes glowing furiously in the din. Then Finn grumbles, his eyes going wide as two perfect handprints appear on his chest. I think it's working. Ostendete. The floorboards quake as a bright white light glows around Finn, a figure slowly beginning to appear right in front of our eyes. Delicate hands lay pressed against Finn's chest, her limbs long and deathly pale, and then there's a fully formed woman floating right in front of him, her face close enough that if she were to move forward just an inch, her lips would be pressed against Finn's. Hi. I'm sure you're quite lovely, but I'm afraid I'm taken. Yes, he is taken. I love it. Oh. Okay, I'm really glad. This is a nice level of like really pretty, beautiful, and creepy. Thank you. I really did not want to be jump scared with, yeah. The ghostly figure quickly yanks her hands away, looking startled as she registers 3 other sets of eyes upon her. Well, I stand corrected because that sound, I didn't like that. Her features suddenly shift into something dark and monstrous, an awful blood-curdling sound ringing out around us. Piper and I immediately reach for our weapons, but the ghost quickly calms at the sight of them. Her face falls. Shit, I'm sorry. Finn takes a step back, right out of the circle, tossing the 3 of us a tentative, wide-eyed look. August nods, and without hesitation, the vampire legs it right out of the front door before any of us can blink. Well, I screwed that up, didn't I? What? Were you trying to woo Casimir? I mean, why not? He's cute, isn't he? She leans to the side a little bit, staring longingly at the closed front door. I always did have a thing for vampires. Is he... reformed? How'd you guess? Dunno. I suppose because you weren't trying to cut his head off? Shame. Vampires are even more appealing when they're trying to chew on your neck. Whoa! Okay. I see what you're into. And look, ma'am, I can
totally understand is the hottest part of the person to your right on the screen, but I guess maybe left in game, is freakishly hot when they are just going full magic mode. So I get it. You and me, I feel like you and me could be cool. Like, can we be, I think we could be friends.
August takes a deep breath. We didn't catch your name? Oh, right. It's Cassandra. Sorry, brain is a little fuzzy with the whole being dead thing.
The three of us just stand here, staring at her as she offers a timid little wave.
In all my years of being a hunter, I don't think I've ever encountered a friendly ghost before. And as I glance to the side and catch Piper's eye, she looks just as perplexed as me.
August, on the other hand, doesn't appear to be buying it.
I think it might be time you went and terrorized some other town. Terrorized? But I haven't done anything.
Be gentle with her, be firm with her, let August handle it. Maybe we could be gentle, sweetie. I'm gonna be gentle.
Is it weird to think that she seems kind of sweet?
Ghosts are supposed to be vengeful, disruptive creatures, but all Cassandra seemingly wants is to get a handful of some hot vampire. And honestly, can any of us blame her?
Minus the terrifying murder face thing that she did. You have to understand that it's our duty to protect our territory. We're just doing our job.
Oh, I don't like the way you know.
Protect it? From little old me?
I don't like the way she said that.
Look, I think I'm stuck here. I didn't pass away all that long ago. I promise I'm not up to anything nefarious. I truly just want to cross over. You know, be properly dead.
August, Piper, and I all seem to be stunned into silence by both her ability to communicate with us like a normal person, and also by the fact that she seems to be completely genuine in her desires.
Besides, doesn't Section 7 of the handbook say you have to bargain with non-threatening spirits? Or are you one of those hunters who doesn't abide by the precious code? How the hell do you know about that? Because I was a hunter.
Dun, dun, dun! Good evening, Sleepy. Hello! We're happy early spooky days. We're doing a spooky DLC that just dropped recently, like literally within the past 48 hours, and I love this game. This is When the Night Comes DLC, and When the Night Comes brought me to tears. This game has brought me so much. So to have the DLC and to have my partner back, How's your weekend been? How have you been feeling?
Because I was a hunter. Duh.
What?
She shrugs. Kind of poetic, is it not? The hunter becomes the hunted.
Ha!
Fuck. Well, fuck. You could have led with that, you know. Would you have been marginally less willing to stab me if I did?
Piper contemplates it for a brief second. Yeah, actually.
Well, you're certainly clearly not a typical spirit.
Yeah, they're usually all... grrr. Ah. I find myself staring at her.
A hunter, just like Piper and I, but... dead. Completely, utterly dead.
It happens, of course, but having a reminder of your own stark mortality floating right in front of my face is a little jarring.
Wait, why wouldn't she be able to cross over? She doesn't seem particularly vengeful. Well, there are a few potential factors I can think of off the top of my head, but I'm pretty rusty on the finer details of how to deal with paranormal activity. The most obvious one would be that she has unfinished business. I looked at Cassandra, who is still waiting in the middle of the ritual circle very patiently while we talk about her like she isn't even there. Do you have any unfinished business? Any vengeance you feel like you need to act out? I quickly run through a horde of scenarios in my head, thinking about all of the terrible ways that our kind can die. wondering exactly how many enemies she's racked up over however many years she's been an active hunter. She takes a deep, thoughtful breath and taps her index finger to her chin, thinking. Well, I did have this overwhelming urge to flirt with the handsome vampire. Can't say I have any vendettas. Wait, so are you just horny?
That would be me! If I die, I'm gonna be a ghost, and they're not gonna be able to do anything, because I'm just gonna be horny! This is me! Hi, Lunaris Games, if you need someone to voice act, can I please do Cassandra's voice? Please? She's me! How did you put me in a game and didn't even realize it, people. She's just horny. I get it. Yep.
Cassandra laughs. Then she clears her throat, her expression turning into something that looks very much like a pout. Yeah, actually. I think so. Well, maybe less horny, more brutally lonely and longing for some kind of romantic connection before I drift off into the unknown forever? Wait, what if that's my unfinished business? Please elaborate. Well, you should know better than anyone that romance isn't really a thing that's ever on the cards for us, right? It's true. We got very lucky. I think I secretly always wanted one of those grand romantic moments. I pushed the feelings down because I was committed to my duty, and she gestures to herself, her very dead self. Well, obviously this happened. A slight downturn of her mouth makes something twinge in my chest. I'm sorry. She shrugs. My life certainly wasn't devoid of romance by any means, but it was always fleeting. We move around so much from town to town, saving people, then moving along. So what? We just need to find you someone to plant a wet one on, and that'll be that? You know better than to think it will be that simple, Piper. Piper frowns and looks around the room like something might jump out at her and solve the mystery for us. And then her eyes fall upon the grimoire that Ezra gave us. She grabs it and shoves it at August's chest. There. Do your thing. August grunts, taking the grimoire? I'm really like thinking from A Hell of a Boss how Stolas says it. From her clutches and throwing me a glare. I'll take a quick look and see if there are any mentions of any crossing over rituals. We'll get Ezra if I can't find anything. You're going to help me? Piper shrugs. One of our own, aren't you? Plus, we've got nothing better to do. I don't really feel like killing you with how cute you are. Yes. Cassandra's face lights up. You think I'm cute? For a dead girl. The ghost quickly looks at me like she's looking for a second opinion. You really are cute, actually. One might even say, hauntingly beautiful. Nice. Do you really think that's what could be holding you here? She sighs, a soft smile on her face. Can't hurt to try, right? I certainly won't say no to a little posthumous romance. I can't hold any grudges. I'd have too many to count if I did. August and Piper talk between themselves, flipping through the grimoire in search of a potential solution to Cassandra's predicament. It feels kind of awkward as I watch her carefully, painfully curious, wondering if she would mind if I picked her brain a little. It feels insensitive to want to question a dead girl, and I wonder how painful it must be to see two perfectly alive hunters just going about their day, but then that's just what we sign up for. Maybe living in Lunaris and being surrounded by all of these people who love me has made me a little complacent. Lazy, even. Though I suppose it's not every day I get to have conversations with dead people who don't want to kill me. Who might even understand me better than anyone. Cassandra? I think you can call me Cass at this point. Right. Cass. Ask her what it's like. Ask her how she died. How did you die? You don't have to answer if it makes you uncomfortable, but how exactly did you die? I once again find myself running through a host of grisly scenarios in my head. Situations I myself have been in once too many times that could have turned out very differently. Being torn apart by demons, eaten by vampires, cursed by witches, whatever the fuck happened with the chimera. She stares at me, her expression blank, and I briefly worry she's going to bring out the murder face again. It was a pack of wild dogs. She quickly bursts out laughing, startling August so badly they almost dropped their book. Kidding. Then she shrugs, resigned. I got. Doesn't really matter how or by what. Just comes with the territory, right? I don't really know what to say to that. I'm sorry. She shrugs, her smile shy. Thanks, comrade. I really hope we can help you. You deserve to be at peace. I hope you can too. Maybe I should have been more selfish when I was alive. Dated whoever I wanted to without worrying about them getting all attached to someone who was inevitably just going to die anyway. She scoffs. How do you even approach that? Hello, I'm bound by duty and destined to die young at the hands of something monstrous. It's really nice to meet you. Where shall we go for drinks? I take a moment. What she's saying certainly isn't wrong. We're conditioned during training at the academy to believe we're not supposed to form attachments, romantic or otherwise. Attachments complicate things. We're just here to kill, create, serve, and protect the people from the evils of the world. And yet, here I am. An anomaly. A hunter with friends and a family who would die for me without hesitation. And then there's Cassandra, a young, beautiful woman with her whole life ahead of her who seems to be completely comfortable with the fact that she croaked without experiencing any of the things that supposedly make us human. I clear my throat, trying to push the thoughts aside. It's a bit awkward, yeah. She smiles sadly, observing me with a tilted head. Do you have someone, Reaper? Will she be vengeful if I'm honest and that I have someone that, as a hunter, I have someone when she felt that she couldn't? I'm gonna save. I'm gonna be honest. I smile, turning to point in August's direction. August and I are married, actually. I really shouldn't smile that wide at real life at that sentence, but I do. She eyes August, her lips turning up at the corners. They're very beautiful. A little mean, but exactly how I like them. So true, Game Reaper. So true. She snorts. Really, though, they're amazing. I'm really lucky. I'm glad, then. You deserve happiness. She seems to contemplate me for a second. How did you do it? How did you carve out space in your life? I feel like I missed a trick, sticking to the rules so reverently. I was like that for a long time, and then I came here and, well, shit kinda hit the fan. But I had all of these amazing people around me. They took a liking to me, I guess. Then I couldn't get rid of them. Cassandra snorts, but she looks awfully wistful. In all seriousness, we lived through something traumatic together. We had to work together to survive. I had always been alone, like we're told we have to be, but that's a lie. Just another way of controlling us, keeping us in line, keeping us miserable. She nods solemnly. I'm glad, at least, that one of us seems to have figured that out. August clears their throat, approaching us with Piper trailing behind them, grimoire in hand. Grimoire. I think we might have found something. Cassandra lights up, her hands clutched in front of her chest politely, like she's very eager to hear. August eyes her warily, then opens the book, holding it out for her to take a look. The page in question is titled Purpose-Driven Immortality. Seems like we might have a relatively easy case on our hands if your unfinished business truly is what you think it is. Yeah, at least we don't have to do any detective work like finding your murderer or hidden treasure or something. You appear to have been barred from the afterlife, which, as we suspected, does mean you have some kind of unfulfilled wish or one final important task that you have to complete before you're allowed to cross over. Then, poof, you'll be free. Makes sense. Why did I have to unconsciously fixate on this of all things? If only you wanted to just go and set fire to something. So, who gets to do the honors? Cassandra dramatically flutters her lashes, and the three of us look at each other, realizing that, yes, we are the only logical candidates. You want it to be one of us? Are you sure? I mean, I'm not going to force you to do it if you don't want to, but I feel like we've had a nice time, and you are right here. Unless the vampire's still close by.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. If I could get Finn back into this room for you, I would.
Her gaze flicks towards the door again.
I'll do it, August. Piper.
Piper? You did call her cute. Piper, you want to do it?
Again, I save? I want to go with Piper this time. I did! Sleepy! I don't know when it happened, but I did get married to August. I just don't know when it happened, but I'm happy it did.
Piper takes a bold step forward, shaking out her arms and clicking her neck side to side like she's gearing up for hand-to-hand combat. I've got this one. Someone's eager. Piper steps closer to Cassandra and offers her hand. Shall we? Cassandra's voice gets quiet as she leans in like she's about to share a secret, her gaze flicking between us. What if it doesn't work? Piper shrugs, as cool and collected as ever. We'll just have to find another way. Cassandra smiles and finally takes her hand, taking a deep breath as Piper steps into the circle and joins her. Close your eyes, Cass. Cassandra nods, taking a deep breath and obeying before she leans in and meets Piper halfway. Their lips meet with what looks like gentle pressure, something sweet. Piper carefully cups her hand to the curve of Cassandra's jaw, drawing her closer. Cassandra. I keep changing between Cassandra and Cassandra. Piper certainly isn't the type to do things by halves. Cassandra sighs against her mouth, and I can just about see the beginnings of a smile curving at the edges of her blue lips. When Piper eventually pulls back and breaks the kiss, Cassandra's cheeks are vivid pink. She lets out another dreamy little sigh as she basks in the wake of it, bringing her fingers up to press against her lips like she's chasing the feeling. God damn. I know. I'm quite good, aren't I? You really wanted to help me. I could tell. That means a lot to me. Thank you, Piper. We all stand there quiet and a little awkward in the wake of what just happened, waiting for anything to happen. So, what now? Do I just... Cassandra gasps, her hand flying up to her chest. I look down and see the beginnings of a gentle white light emanating from where her heart used to beat. Holy shit, it worked! August, Piper, and I unconsciously huddle together, clutching at each other's clothing as we watch in awe. Cassandra laughs, a little breathless. Kinda stings. I can see the faintest hint of tears clinging to her lashes, but she looks impossibly radiantly happy. She's free. Thank you so much. The light gets brighter, brighter still until we can hardly see her. Bye-bye. Pepper snorts, and then the light is gone. And so is Cassandra. Fuck. That was actually quite wonderful. Feels nice to complete a mission without killing something violently. We all continue to stand here for a bit, staring at the remnants of Cassandra's presence. The ritual circle begins to fade. August reaches out and places a gentle hand upon each of our shoulders, giving us a squeeze. Good work, team. Now, shall we go home?
Oh, that was so cute. That's right. I'm married to August. We live in the house. Oh, yes. We're not above the tavern anymore. Oh God.
When we both scrubbed ourselves clean of the remaining haunted house disgustingness, we settle in bed for our usually nightly ritual.
Smutty literature and cuddles. Garrus, baby. August is fighting for that first place. Like, fighting. What? Oh.
August gets me.
They just get me.
As I rest my head against August's shoulder, I inhale deeply. The smell of their lavender shampoo and the remnants of their perfume dangerously close to luring me directly to sleep.
Yes, I forgot these pictures and I love these pictures. Yes.
Did you just sniff me? Absolutely not. I was inhaling, then exhaling just with a slight exaggeration. Simple human breathing technique. Right. August huffs a quiet laugh, doing a really poor job of pretending to be offended. Thank you. For sniffing you? So you admit that you sniffed me. We both laugh then, August giving up and closing their books so they can lean closer into my embrace, slinging an arm over my waist. I mean, thank you for being so wonderful at your job, as always. I understand that might have been a weird situation for you and Piper to be thrust into. I hope I wasn't too insensitive towards Cassandra at first. You were professional and focused on getting the job done. That's not insensitive. I suppose. They reach out and drag a long finger over the bridge of my nose, down to trace the shape of my mouth. I notice how their eyes wander, studying every aspect of my face. I just feel a little off-kilter. Something about her puts some things into perspective for me, I think. You know better than anyone that personal happiness isn't a luxury afforded to most hunters. Our life expectancies are short. We're made painfully aware of that the second we reach the academy. They advise against us forming bonds because the odds are that anyone we get close to will be ripped away from us. But here I am, in my partner's bed, in a permanent home. I have friends. I'm happy. And maybe that has distanced me from the reality of most hunters' lives. Of the life I used to have. It's understandable to feel a little selfish, Reaper. But trust me when I say that you deserve this life you have. You know I wouldn't lie to you. You are painfully honest, yes. They laugh, pinching my side. Really, though, you work harder than anyone I know, apart from myself, and you quite literally saved an entire town from a gruesome end. I think you've earned a little happiness. August is right, I suppose. That sticky feeling of guilt is hard to shake. Thank you. August leans in and fits their lips against mine after a soft, reverent whisper of my name. A confession of uncontainable fondness. Now, let's sleep. The mortifying ordeal of being graphically confronted with your own mortality can wait until breakfast. I'm tired. I snort and wrap myself around them, sinking into their embrace with a painfully familiar ease.
I love you.
Not again! This person brings me to tears every goddamn time!
I love you too.
I like that. Now I get the hard eyes. I understand. Look at, oh god. I want to, no offense to Piper, but I just want to like cut out August's part and just so good. Good night, Sleepy. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Sorry I can't really chat much when we're playing, you know, the flirty games, but I appreciate you so much. Okay. Well, that was When the Night Comes, Living Dead Girl. Guys, go ahead, say bye to YouTube. YouTube, thanks for hanging out with us. It's been late here, so people might not say bye, but I will say bye to you. Bye, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed the fan service. My partner. No, I'm gonna be totally honest with everyone. I'm gonna go back and save it right before they say I love you, and then I'm just gonna have that on repeat for a while, so. Bye, YouTube. Thanks for hanging out.